For part 3, we will resume on page 382 with the section called Handling Player Buttons. It tells us that we need to create a new play method, and it gives us the instructions of what we need to include in this play method. So the new method called play, which takes a sign parameter. So I have a new method. I'm going to call it play. It is going to accept a parameter of what sign. Move that up a little bit. So one of the first instructions is get a randomly selected sign. This goes back to page 377, and we added that random sign generator in our sign.swift file, so we are going to put that to use now. So for what the computer is assigned, we will randomly generate that sign. Work out the game state from the two signs and the call update method you wrote earlier using the new game state. So we will say let game state equal user sign game state against, and the sign that we are against is the computer sign. So we will update the UI, and the for state is going to be the game state. Set an app sign label to the appropriate emoji using the computed property on the sign you created earlier. So our sign label, we are going to set it to equal the sign that the computer has been randomly generated to be selected. Disable all the player sign buttons. So the rock button, we're going to set is enabled to false. Oops, wild typing. The paper button, we will also set that to false. And the scissors button, hide all the player sign buttons. We will set is hidden to true for each of our buttons. Too fast, got caught. We need to show the play again button. and it says we want to hide all the player signs buttons except for the one that the player tapped. So we've done that up here, but we need to take into the account the one that we tapped. So we will use a switch statement for our user sign. So if we selected rock, then we want to unhide our rock emoji. So we need to account for each one of our options that we have to choose from. Paper, we select it. We need to turn back on our paper emoji. And we're going to account for each one of our cases, the last one being scissors. Go ahead and put some comments on my closing brackets. That goes to my switch. This goes to my play function, and this goes to my view controller code that we have entered in. The last instruction that we're given on page 382 is to make each of the player actions methods call the new method that we just created. So we are going to go back up to where we added those actions: rock chosen, paper chosen, scissors, and we are going to call that function. And if we call that function, we have to pass it a user sign. In this case, it'll be rock. Paper. And our last call will be from the scissors action. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this and then run the application. Need to make some adjustments on my main storyboard to pull all of this over. Rock crushes scissors, so I won. Paper covers rock, so I won. And we both chose scissors. So that completes the coding sequence for the Rock, Paper, Scissors app that's in the Swift Explorations book. Remember, especially in regards to coding, there's always more than one right way. And the next app we'll work on in this series is Meme Maker.